Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a cash condensing. If you are not familiar with what a cash condensing is, basically it's where you swap out the lower denomination bills for higher denomination bills so that your envelopes are not too full. And this is the time where I take some money back to the bank. If I have $100 or more in an envelope, I will swap that $100 with a $100 placeholder, which is just prop money, and bring the money to the bank. So it's just sitting in the bank instead of my envelopes. That is what I'll be doing today. It is the end of May when I'm filming this, but I will be uploading this video later. But since it is the end of the month, I need to pay my rent that is due on the 1st. I do have a lot of high denomination bills, so that's why I like to use my rent money for the cash condensing. This here is my month ahead binder, and I keep the money that I am a month ahead on in here. This is my bills binder. I have kind of, I guess, the current amount that I'm stuffing in here. And once I have the full amount, I move it to my month ahead binder and I just continue to stuff this. My rent money in here that is due on June 1st does have a lot of $100 bills. And normally it doesn't. It usually has more 20s and some 50s, but it has a lot of the $100 bills because at one point last year, I started to combine my cash stuffings. So my boyfriend would get a paycheck and I would get a paycheck, and I would film those paychecks as 2 separate videos and post them each week. So you guys had one video a week to watch. But then I started working less because of school, and my paycheck was not a lot, and it didn't even cover like half of the bills. So I didn't feel a need to continue making 2 videos. So I just combined those cash stuffings into one, and I wasn't even making my half of the rent in a complete paycheck. But when I start my teaching job in August, obviously I will have a good full paycheck. So I will try to go back to filming 2 separate cash stuffings, one for his and one for mine. I don't know how busy I'll be, and I'm not sure when my paydays are going to fall. For the past, like, as long as I can remember, actually, my boyfriend and I's paydays fell on the same Fridays bi-weekly, which was super nice. I'm not sure if that will happen this time with my new job, but I'll figure that out later. But that's just kind of a quick rundown of why I have so many hundreds. I don't know if I will be using these because when I do have hundreds, I like to just take that to the bank and swap it out with a placeholder. I'm going to count this first to make sure it is the correct amount for June 1st. So in here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 100, 200, 220, 40, 60, 280. So 1,280, which is our full rent payment. This is going back to the bank in my checking account. So I'm going to add that over here into my cash tray. And what I like to do is start keeping track of the money that I am taking back to the bank, because I will be adding some money to my checking account and some money to my savings, as well as some money to our joint savings account. So I just like to write which account it's going into, the amount, and the envelope name. And June 1st is a Monday, and these 2 payments I need to deposit to my mom's checking account. And I actually have a haircut scheduled that day, so I will be going into town. So I will just stop by the bank on Monday and just leave this in here. I'm gonna write myself a note in my planner when I plan for that week that I need to go to the bank and deposit this. Normally I would take this out as well, but I'm just going to leave that in there. iCloud Plus is due on the 2nd, which is the Tuesday after. I'm gonna leave this in here and just do that next week and unstuff that. So the only unstuffing I have to do is my rent money. So I am done with my month ahead binder. I'm not going to condense the money in here just because it is going back to the bank and it doesn't really get too full since these are monthly bills. And same idea with my bills binder. I don't really condense anything in here because they are bills and they go back to the bank every month, but I do have Canva Pro and like Sam's Club in here. Sam's Club is a yearly subscription that we have, so we only pay once a year, so I can condense that, and also Canva Pro. I have not been stuffing Canva Pro. It's like $120 because I think if you're a teacher you can get Canva Pro for free, so I'm gonna have to try that out when I get all my stuff. But Sam's Club, this is due in October, and we actually got this last October, so this is a fairly new subscription and we haven't renewed it yet, so we have until October to save up $120. We actually got it half off through Logan's work, so I saved up the full amount, but we got it for half off, so I just kept the half in here to save for this year. So we have 50, 70, 90, 95, 96, 97. I knew I should have stuffed to 100. Darn it. So now I can't do anything with this. Okay, so my next cash stuffing, I will add $3 more in here, and then whenever I do a cash condensing next, I can take the 100 to the bank, but bummer. That's okay. So that's just going to stay in there, and Canva Pro only has $10, so I can't do anything there. So that is it for my bills binder. Next up is my variable expenses binder, and this binder is where I have the money for things that we kind of spend on a weekly basis. I do like the low denominations for this, so I'm not sure how much I'll be able to swap out. Also, I don't really have much to work with. We'll just see what I can do here. So gas has 55. I'm going to leave that as it is. Pet care, can't do anything there. Nespresso has 20, 40, 45, 46, so I can't condense that. Health has a couple dollars, can't do anything there. Dental has 10, 20, 25, so I am going to swap these two 10s out for a 20. So dental still has $25. Toiletries has 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. I will take out two 5s and grab a 10. So toiletries still has 39. I don't know if I accidentally said 35 before. $39. Car care has 20, 30, 35, 36, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, so 42. I do want to swap out all of these 1s, I think. 5 of them, just so I have some 1s over here, and I will grab a 5. I could swap these two 5s for that 10, but I think I'm just going to leave that, and I could swap out the two 10s for 20, but I'm just going to leave it as it is, just because I like to have a variety of denominations in these envelopes. Hair care has 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So I am saving up for the Redken like jumbo bottles of shampoo and conditioner, which is $100, I think, around there. So I can definitely condense this. I wish I had a 50 though. So I'm gonna come back to hair care. Hopefully I don't forget. Gifts has 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52. I could swap these out for a $50 bill, but I kind of like to have some low denominations in my gifts envelope, so I think I'm just going to grab a 20. So gifts still has $52. Home. Okay, so I have some money separated here. This was for like just the regular home envelope, and then this is for my printer ink. It's actually a toner cartridge, like a huge toner cartridge. I actually recently just bought a new printer because the one I have right now is black and white only printer, and I'm not sure why I bought that, but I bought a color printer so that I could print and laminate and cut stuff for my classroom this summer. The ink is obviously going to be way more expensive because I have color as well. The black toner cartridge that I needed was around $65, so I just had that sitting here, but I think I'm going to get rid of that printer. I'm going to ask my mom if she wants it, maybe my sister if she needs it, and just like get rid of it. It's a big, nice HP printer. I don't really need it here now since the new one I have is color and black and white. Maybe I'll put it in my classroom if nobody wants it, but then I was like, well, there's a printer at the school that I can use pretty much for free and won't have to buy ink. But yeah, that is like kind of what this envelope is. I can't do anything here, and I only have $4 here. So I'm definitely going to need to save up more for the color ink now. Nothing in date night or fun. Seasonal expenses has 20, 40, 50, 60. I don't have a $50 bill, but also for seasonal expenses, I like to have a variety of denominations, so that doesn't really bother me. Whereas like the hair care, I know I'm going to like save up towards a specific number, and I like just to have the bigger denominations in there. Sick day has 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. So again, actually, I think I might just keep it like this for sick day. So that is it for variable expenses, except for my hair care envelope. I'm going to just leave this open and set it to the side so that I don't forget to go through that. I honestly don't know how much I need to condense in any of my binders. Just doing it because I noticed like in my taxes envelope it needs condensed. So this video might be a little bit boring, but we haven't been able to save up much because we are living on just Logan's paycheck, but thankfully that will be changing soon. So I do have more 50s because of my car maintenance envelope. So every payday I try to put $50 in here at least, and I'm glad that we've still been able to do that. So car maintenance still has $500 in the bank, and this is just a placeholder to represent that money. In cash, we have 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 310, 11, 312. So I can take all of these 50s back to the bank and grab 3 $100 placeholders. So I'm taking $300 for car maintenance and taking that to the bank. So I'm going to write that down here before I forget. So this is going to our joint savings account because this is an envelope that we share. So $300 from car maintenance going back to the bank. Now I have 3 $100 placeholders. I get a lot of questions on this prop money. These are just fake $100 bills from Amazon, and I put stickers on them also from Amazon. I do really like the placeholders that look like this. I especially love the placeholders from the XO budget. I think they just look so gorgeous, and I wish I had more of them, but she has like been MIA and her shop I think is on vacation mode, so I'm really sad about that, but I just love how they look. And she also sent me one of her fully funded ones, which I think is so pretty. I just love the simple placeholders, and honestly I would love to have like simple placeholders for my $100 placeholders, but placeholders like the laminated matte vellum ones are just so expensive, and I use a lot of the $100 placeholders, so I would need like way too many. But $300 for car maintenance, and I'm actually going to also change that on my tracker here. So I created this tracker years ago when I kind of started cash stuffing. I wanted a way to track money that was cash in the envelope and also the money that was in the bank in the envelope, and I wanted them to be separate. So I made this tracker, which is available as a digital download on my Etsy shop. If you're interested in that, I'll have the link down below. But there's an in the bank section for your placeholders and then the cash in the envelope section. I did 2 just because it takes me a little bit longer to kind of save up, and so I have more cash that I'm adding than money in the bank. And also there's a fully funded circle if you want to check that off as well. So I have the cash in the envelope as $312, so I'm going to subtract 300, so now I only have $12 in cash. And then for my in the bank section, I'm going to add $300 because I'm adding $300 to the bank. So now my in the bank says 800 and cash says 12. So I still have 5, 6, 7, 800, 10, 11, 12 total, 812 total, but I just moved some money and I'm taking some money to the bank. Next is car registration. This is not due until March. So we have 10, 20, 25, 30, $35. So I'll keep that 10 and this 5, actually this 5. I need 10, 15, 20. My 20s were not that good. I like to save the really crispy bills for my sinking funds because they're just in here longer, but that's okay. So car registration still has $35. Emergency has 5, 6, 700 in the bank. 50, 70, 90, 100, 110, 15, 120. So I'm going to keep the 20, 50, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100. So that'll go back to the bank. So I'm gonna write that down here really quickly. $100 emergency, and that is going to our joint savings account as well. And I'm gonna grab a $100 placeholder. So now emergency still has $500, $600, $700, $820. And I do want to update my tracker. So I'm adding 100 to my in the bank section and subtracting 100 from the cash section. Month ahead doesn't have any money. Pet emergency has 20, 25, 30. So I can swap out these two 5s for a 10. Dental and medical have nothing. Future home has 500, 600 in the bank, 610, 15, 20. So I can grab a $20 bill. So future home still has $620. New car has 500 in the bank, 20, 40, 60, 70. So I will keep this 20, 20, 40, 50. So new car still has 570. Electronics has 50, 70, 90, 100, 105, 110. So I will keep this 10 and put this in here and grab a $100 placeholder. This is our joint savings as well. So 100 for electronics. Going back to the bank, then I'll update my, oh, I'm actually out of room for my in the envelope, so I'll grab a new one. I recently just redesigned this, so this is my older version. As you can see, the font is a little different, and I put cash in envelope. I just worded that differently. This says my savings, but it's actually our joint savings now. I remember switching that at some point, but now that I noticed that, I'm gonna have to go and double check how much is in my savings and how much is in our joint savings, because this used to just be mine, but then I wanted it to be both of ours. So I'm adding 100 to the in the bank section. And then when I subtract 100, we have $10 left. So $110 still in electronics. Okay, taxes is a big one. So I'm gonna leave this here. 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I will keep the 1, 11. Okay, this should be 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Okay, so I'm adding $100 from taxes, and this will go to my savings. Because this is just my money from my side income that I pay for my taxes. Okay, and then the placeholders can't be condensed. So taxes still has 5, 6, 7, 800, 810, 811. So I'm adding 100 to the bank, so 800, and then minus 100, so I have 11 in cash. That feels way better. Moving expenses has 1, 2, 300 in the bank, 310, 15, 16, 17. So can't do anything there. And then special events has 100 in the bank, 20, 30. Can't do anything there. So that is it for sinking funds. I'm going to go back to hair care and grab a 50. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So that's a better 20. So hair care still has $70. And that is it for variable expenses. Next binder is my holiday binder. We haven't really been stuffing this because it hasn't really been a priority right now, but we're gonna see what we can do in here. So anniversary has $10, $15, $20. Valentine's Day has $5, $10. Easter has nothing. Mother's Day has 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48. 20, 30, 35, 40. So let's see. I'm gonna grab a 20. And this one's okay. Actually, we'll grab that one. So Mother's Day still has 20, 40, 45, 6, 7, 48. Father's Day has 50, 60, so can't do anything there. Nothing in 4th of July or Halloween. Thanksgiving has 20, 30, so that one's good. And then the last one is Christmas, which has 50, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78. So that one is good as well. So that is it for my holiday binder. Next up is our travel binder. We have not been stuffing this, but there is money I can take back, I think. So my envelope for Japan has 300 in the bank. Sorry, 400 in the bank. And then in cash we have 100, 105, 106. So I'm going to swap out this real 100 for a placeholder. And this is going to our joint account. And I will update the tracker here. So now we have $6 in cash and 500 in placeholder. So I'm actually going to swap out these for a $500 placeholder. This one's coming apart a little bit, and also it can get a 500 placeholder anyways. Okay, so our Japan envelope still has $506. Pre-trip shopping is the only other one, and that has 40, so that one's good. And that is it for our travel binder. Next up is my personal binder, and again, this is another one where I kind of like to have a variety of denominations. So we'll see if we can even do anything in here. Skincare has 15, so that one is good. Beauty has $10. Haircuts has 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36. For this one, I thought I had more money in here. I'm getting a haircut next week, and we don't get paid again until after the haircut. I kind of wish I had at least $50 in here, but oh well. I'm gonna condense this. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36. So that's 20. Even though I will be using that soon, it wasn't a lot anyway, so it's fine. Prescriptions has 10, 20, 30, 35. My envelope for Logan has 50, 70, 80, 90, 100. Yay. Okay, this normally I would take to the bank, but his birthday is in 3 months, and so I think I'm just going to actually use a real 100, or no, maybe 250s actually, in case I want to go out and buy something. It'll be easier to just break a 50. Gifts has 10, 20, 30, 40, so I can grab 2 20s for that. Gifts still has 40. Dental has 105, so I kept a real 100 in here. I'm not sure why. I think I wanted a little bit more, like some extra money before I brought this to the bank, maybe like $50. So I'm gonna keep that as it is. My From Dad envelope has 20, 30, 35, 36. I have spent this, so it's running low. Can't do anything there. And then my birthday envelope has 10, 15, $20. I don't have any good 20s left. I don't want that one. I'll take this one, I guess. Okay, so that is it for my personal binder. And the last binder I have is my savings challenge binder. And I feel like I recently just condensed this, but I'm not sure. So I have my 2026 Fridays savings challenge from Jasmine's wallet. So in here, we can definitely condense this. 100, 150, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 310, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So 341. Yeah, why don't we take this money to the bank? So 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. I actually want two good 20s. I think it was 41 in cash, so this should be 300. 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 96, 7, 8, 9, 300. Okay, so 300 will go to our joint savings for 2026 Fridays. So I'll grab 3 $100 placeholders. So 2026 Fridays still has 300, 20, 40, 41. 341. Okay, and this one only has $4 in here. Or no, yeah, $4. I can swap these out for some better ones. There we go. Okay, $4 in there. So that is it. Those are all of my binders. So now I need to count this money and make sure it is the same as the amount of money on here. So for joint savings, we're taking back 3, 6, 7, 8, 900. So I'm gonna add all of these up. So I have $1,280 for rent, 900 going back to joint savings, and then 100 going back to my savings. So 2,280. I guess I'll keep this out so I can count each denomination out. Oh wait, I should have wrote that down. Okay, I just forgot how much that was. I'm going to write it down here. Okay, that's how much I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. 100, 200, 300, 400. 51, 52, 53, 350. 20, 40, 60, 81, 120. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 150. Looks good so far. So this should be 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we do have $2,280. I will go back and separate this so that $1,280 can go back to my checking, $900 to my joint savings, and $100 to my savings. I'll just put those in piles and label them so I know where exactly they are going. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.